Hello and welcome to the new employee experience training. My name is Mike Bowerman. I'm a solution specialist with BeyondPay. I'll be walking you through the updates that come along with the new employee experience. Today we will cover the most common features used by employees. There are a few things to keep in mind during this video. We will be using a demo system for this training, and you may also find differences in functionality when you log in, since what you see is controlled based on what your company has enabled and what you have the security to see. So by the end of this recording, you will understand how to navigate through the new user experience, such as how to easily access pay statements and time and benefit data. So as you can immediately see in this demo company, I no longer have drop downs going across the top of the screen. This is one of the biggest changes with the new experience. The drop down has been replaced with a hamburger menu, and that hamburger menu has been placed up here in the top left corner of your screen to consolidate and reorganize your experience. If your company has already started converting to the new user experience, you will see this view. The other change you will immediately notice is the dashboard view, which is the screen that we are seeing right here. We will get to that shortly, but I just wanted to point it out. So first, I want to jump into the hamburger menu. So if we go up here and click on this hamburger menu, we're greeted with two different tabs here. The favorites tab, which is the star, and this is where you can go to spots in your system that you favorite that you want to get quick and easy access to, and the single person icon, which is everything that has to do with you, my information, my profile, my time, my timesheets, my pay, and so on and so forth. And what I want to highlight here to show you how this menu works is I want to go to time off requests, because though time off requests function the exact same way they did before in the classic version that you've used, it does look different. So I want to touch base on that. So we clicked our hamburger menu. We clicked on the single person icon because it's my time off. I'm going to go to my time, time off, request, and it'll take us to this new page that looks very different than it did before. So the first thing we want to check are our balances. So if we go to accrued balance details, it'll show us all the information right here, and it gives you a brief description underneath each. And you'll also be able to switch between your buckets. So I don't want to look at sick. I want to look at vacation, and there are my numbers. There are my totals. The next step is to actually request the time. So if I look here, I've got vacation on today, so I'm going to do tomorrow. So I'm going to say on the 17th, I click that day. I come up here to the time off type. I'm going to select vacation. And now this start request button is available for me. I'm going to click this. It automatically populates vacation. I'm going to go in here to request type and request a full day. I can change the date here, but it auto populates for the day that I selected in the calendar. I can add a comment here, and then I simply submit that request, and it goes off to my manager, my supervisor, whoever's next in line, and it goes into the process. And that's it. That's for time off requests in the new user experience. And also similar to how it was in the classic view in the classic experience, if you go up here and click on the icon on the top left next to the hamburger, it'll take you to your home page, your dashboard page. All right. Next up, before we get to the dashboard, I want to briefly talk about the My To-Dos. Now, up here in the top right, this little bell with the 5 in the red circle are the My To-Dos. If I were to click that, it takes me directly to my My To-Dos, which are action or items that require my action. I have to do something in order for them to be completed. And once I complete them, that number drops down. Okay, now I want to talk about this dashboard and the tiles that fill up this home dashboard here. So the first tile we have here are the announcements. This is very self-explanatory. This is where whenever your company has a new announcement they want to push out to everybody, they'll set it there. And if you want to see further details of those announcements, you just click the appropriate hyperlink. My Pay has everything to do with your pay statements, past and current. So immediately it tells us right here, there are 2 days till the next payment. And if I want to see further details on pay statement history, I'll click on View Pay History here. And once I'm there, it automatically takes me to the most recent pay statements, the last few, and it'll tell you the pay dates here, tell you the date ranges and all that information. And let's say that you wanted to go back further or you wanted a specific time frame to look at your pay statements. All you have to do is click on the historical tab, select the date range you want, and you'll see all those pay statements within that date range. And lastly, if you hover over any of those pay statements, the actual pay statement hyperlink, if you click that button right there, it'll download a PDF, and now you've got your pay statement downloaded. It's as simple as that. I'm going to go back home now. Now we're going to go to the clock tile. To clock in, you'll select this button right here. To clock out, you'll select this button right here. And to change your cost center, you'll select this button right here. And the cost center will be populated with the name of the cost center you are in. Now, timesheets. If you want to go view your timesheet, you'll click it right up here in the top right of the tile. This should look somewhat familiar to you. The timesheets themselves have largely been left alone. They're very, very similar, outside of maybe a couple of color changes or little differences that way. But they function the exact same. They largely look the same. Two features that I do want to point out. They are not new, but I just want to remind you of their usage. Is the change request button right here. So you can click this and you can choose to modify a punch in, change a punch or add a punch out, and various other requests. And it all functions the same exact way as it did before. And the submit for approval button here, which again functions the same exact way as it did before. I just wanted to point those out, that those are both accessible right from your timesheet here. And one other note on time-related items, these two tiles right here, time statistics and timesheet charts, they work together and they both work in conjunction with your current timesheet. This is just a very quick visual way to see what kind of time you have on your timesheet. So I can look down here and say, oh, I have 16.25 hours of regular time, 15.5 hours of vacation, so on and so forth. The timesheet chart is just another way to view that information. All right. And then the last tile that we have here in this dashboard is the My Benefits tile. So in this demo system, it may be different than how your company has set it up, but the way that you go through each of these is largely the same process. It's just a different action here. So a new employment enrollment is different than a submit and open enrollment employment, which is different than a life change event. Now, you will be able to select, your company will already have these set up for you. They'll function the same way, but this does look different. I do want to point it out. So we're going to go into this new employee enrollment approved, and I've already completed it because I'm a good employee and I've already done it, and I'm ahead of schedule here. If I click on this hyperlink, you'll immediately see this is very different than it was before, but it functions the same. All you have to do is you start at the beginning, it'll tell you the instructions, you follow the prompts, you click continue, and it'll take you to the next step. Then you'll follow these prompts, you'll select what you want to select, fill it out, click continue, and you'll move on to the next section, all the way to the end where you will confirm and submit. And once it's submitted, it goes to your manager, appropriate manager or supervisor, and moves along in the process, and you're all set. So largely the same, just it does look different than it did before. And that's it. That is it for your new user experience. But I do have one more thing to show you, and it's a really cool feature. They've added complete parity from the desktop version to mobile devices. The only really big difference is the screen size is obviously going to be smaller than your laptop or your PC. So really quickly, I'm going to jump over here and I'm going to share my screen. And this is all live. I'm on my phone right now, and this should look very familiar to you. We just went through all this on a PC. We have all of our tiles there. We have our hamburger menu up here at the top left, and it all functions the same way. And there you have it right there. So that's it for our training video today on the new user experience. Be sure to contact your company administrator or HR department if you have questions regarding the new employee experience. Stay tuned for a second video regarding how to use the mobile app, which we're viewing right here. And lastly, thank you for your time and have a great day.